Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to FPL Don't Panic. Oh my God, I had the worst dream. I've been ill for a few days. I've had this, fever dreams. The whole lot was going on. I had this dream. I got like 76 points. I got a red arrow, and that I actually transferred in Jota in a panic mode and shit like that. Anyway, let's have a look at how things went, and we'll just bring up the team here. Oh my God! That wasn't it. Yeah, I know. I'm being silly. I am wondering what the hell I've done here, though. Uh, yeah, I think this may have been foolish. I'll apply some logic to it. The injury to Saka literally in one fell swoop destroyed my sort of whole 5 to 10 game week plan. Reason for that was I had, as most of you know that tune in regularly, had taken great pains at sort of building squad value and then actually building this team, which was in effect filled with premiums. It was a team that fundamentally very few people would really be able to get to unless they had effectively 105.6 as it was in the end. Of a sort of squad value, and it was enabling me to have my double Arsenal, double Liverpool, my three premiums: Salah, Saka, Palmer, Salah, Saka, my rotating really high quality but lower cost midfield of Ahmad and Enzo, and then also having Jackson and Isak up front. I've had so many comments on that team. How did you manage to do that and get that team together? So I really felt like that was on track, and I was down a really good path with this, and that my differential was that I just had everyone. Anyone that really anyone would want to have, I had them, and it wasn't easy for most to get to. I'm sure there would have been more out there with even better budgets than me that could get there, but they would have been in the differential was that there was nothing differential about my team. I had pretty much everyone. Problem I got now is obviously with the injury to Saka, that's gone. I mean that literally is gone. Pretty much anyone now, with the money that can be freed up from Saka, bring in, they'll be able to, bring Saka down, bring in Isak, and still probably be able to get in a Trent or Virgil van Dijk, or bring in that second Arsenal defender. It just feels like that whole strategy is almost just disappeared overnight with that one injury. So the question now becomes: I need to think on a new strategy, and I'm actually not quite sure what that is. So I'm going to spend the next few game weeks. I've got a reasonably deep bench. The team as it goes out there doesn't look bad at all. And it's going to be a new strategy, and it's probably going to be just for the next 3 to 4 game weeks and over this sort of busy Christmas schedule and the new year. I'm just going to target fixtures, to be quite frank with you. And first one there is an unusual one. And it is a bit of a gamble because it could go horribly wrong, of course. So I have taken, I put Raya in goal, and I've taken Kelleher out. Reason for that being, I wanted to bring in an additional Liverpool player, which I know there's going to be so many disagree with, and it could absolutely bite me on the bum. But hear me out. We've got a triple Arsenal defence there against Ipswich at home. Ipswich are toothless. Arsenal I know they had a good win there the other day, but it wasn't the greatest defensive performance, to be fair. But I think at How Highbury, of the Emirates, I should say, a different beast. So there's a bit of a punt there on trying to pick up 3 clean sheets. So I really am. It is a punt on the 3 clean sheets, and then I've obviously got Virgil anyways with Leicester at home, which I think is a very good chance of a clean sheet. And I keep saying it, he's not delivering, but I do believe Virgil is going to get on the end of something and get me a goal. And I also think there's a half decent chance that there could be an attacking return from the defenders there. So I'm really hoping, and I may be crying into my coffee on Monday morning. I think it'll be Monday morning here in New Zealand, as it'll be Sunday. I'm not quite sure. Not probably Sunday, whatever it is. I think there's a decent chance of a clean sweep of clean sheets there. That's a great foundation, obviously, to build on. Now, the Jota punt. Okay, we'll just run through the rest yet because I need to talk a little bit more in depth about the Jota punt. Obviously got Salah, captaincy armband on him without question, and I think it's safe to assume that anyone that has Salah will be captaining Salah this week, and if they are going against Salah, then they need to be put in a mental institution, quite frankly. You just can't. Yeah, you just can't go against Salah this week. It doesn't mean he's going to be the highest scorer. Again, Isak is in incredible form, but would you take that punt? Even with Isak, getting his couple of goals and assists, Salah still outscored him, and I'm sure many of us that hadn't captained Isak would think, oh, we should have given that more consideration. And then of course Salah does what Salah does, and mega hold and saved many of our game weeks, I'm sure. Need Palmer to actually start delivering something soon. There's a lot of blanks creeping into his five. And I haven't done my spreadsheet this week. I have actually been laid up sick for a few days. I feel great today, but I think I'm probably going to give the spreadsheet a miss this week. I've got a fair idea what the averages will look like, just in my overactive OCD brain. And obviously I've got the 76. So we certainly will, the large core of this team will keep those numbers that I look for on that 70 mark. So my prediction again, it's going to end up around that 69, 70 mark would be my prediction. But Palmer does need to start delivering. His hauls are going to be disappearing soon out of his last 5 game weeks, and we're going to be running into just a series of blank. So do need to see something from him. Am I thinking of selling him? Absolutely not. But yeah, please, Mr. Palmer, give me something this one. I think Fulham's a reasonable fixture, decent side Fulham. I don't think it's going to be like a 4-5-0, but you just have to hope that you get 1 or 2 goals there. Similarly, Enzo, I think if Palmer gets something, I think Enzo could involve. I do have a little concern around having the triple Chelsea attack with Jackson as well. And I consider bringing in Zhao for Enzo. So another little benching dilemma there as well. So I'm not overexposed on the Chelsea triple up. Ahmad walked away. Obviously, horribly disappointing performance from United against Bournemouth. But I do believe Ahmad is class. I do actually think, as I think was shown a bit against in the City fixture and a couple of others that he's played, I actually think he's more effective in those away fixtures where the home team does have to come out a bit more, and he's got space to run in behind. So hopefully with Bruno maybe firing a few passes into him, we could see some of those runs in behind the defence where he's very, very effective and getting into the box and maybe winning a penalty or something. So I'm actually very, very happy to play Ahmad in this one. I've got a fairly good feeling that he'll actually should return for me. So we move to the one that I don't know if I'm going to have regret on. Well, I don't know if I'm having regret on this. Well, it was a bit impulsive. But my thinking on this is this. At the beginning of the season, I think many of us did the Diaz-Jota dance. I can't remember the exact order I did it in. I think I actually went Diaz, who was first up. That worked really well. Then Jota came in. Oh no, it's the other way around. Yeah, so it was and Jota then went Diaz when Diaz suddenly came in, and then they changed back to Jota, and he went on a really good run, and he actually did play in 7 of those first 8 fixtures. He was clearly first choice, and he was right up there. If many of you remember, for ages, took ages for him to actually get overtaken. His numbers were so good. I do believe he will ultimately be first choice. Slot does like a bit of rotation. We have seen that. I'm not sure he's entirely convinced by Gapco or Diaz. I think Jota will start this next one. I think he will, because Jota's coming back from injury, I think he will actually be given a start in this one in what would be perceived as the easier fixture. Now, obviously, if he does really, really well, he could well play the next one. Hard to say. But what I'm saying is I'm looking at just having a little period, I haven't done it all season, where I'm just sort of looking at my team, I'm looking at the upcoming fixtures and using someone that I will use to target particularly good fixtures. And for me, having a slice of this Liverpool attack, second slice of this Liverpool attack, in a game against Leicester, who are woeful defensively, is absolutely worth a punt on this. I mean, for quite a few game weeks, the last few game weeks, from varying injuries and all sorts of things, I've effectively been playing with 9 or 10 some game weeks anyways, and still achieving my over 70 averages. So that's where I'm going to take this punt. And even if he doesn't start, he will come on for at least 30 minutes. Now, in the last 30 against Leicester at Anfield, he could do some serious damage. Some really serious damage. I think it's a punt worth taking because the following week, I may well move him out. Now, if he doesn't start, he only gets 20 or 30 minutes, I may actually still keep him because they do actually have a decent fixture the following week, the following game week. where I think, that's when there will definitely be rotation. I placing a small bet that it will be this week, though, that he will get this home fixture, and it's against Leicester, and this is a match, we've seen it. Liverpool could bang in 3, 4, 5, and Jota could well be involved. If Salah scores, I think Jota could be involved. If Jota scores, I think Salah could be involved, and vice versa. I think the two of them could mega haul against Leicester. I'm taking that punt, and then the following week, I won't talk about it now. I spy another fixture where I then may well move Jota out for a certain team that's got two absolutely fantastic home fixtures, and I'm just then going to think about, then do I actually then move him out and bring in that player? That is then actually, that particular player will free up funds for me as I slowly make a move towards, wait for it, potentially bringing in Haaland in 21. I've worked out a pathway to it. I'll talk about it in more detail. I've sort of mapped it out. I haven't got it mapped out in anything I can show you on screen, but I have a very, very nice clear path where I could potentially move towards Haaland whilst targeting, as I move players out, really, 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 really good fixtures where there's a really decent chances of clean sheets or goals. I'm gonna map that out in more detail and maybe put it into a little chart or something. But I have a path towards Haaland if I decide to do that in 21. Because the thing is, I need to find a new differential. My differential of the decent squad value and my premium defence and midfields and forwards, poof, it's gone overnight with the Saka injury. Maybe we'll get more news on Saka. Maybe it's not as serious as we thought, and I can actually play this game for the next 2 or 3 game weeks and then move back to Saka. Don't know. None of us know at the moment. And one thing we do know for sure, Arteta is not going to tell us. So, for right or wrong, this is what I'm going with. Probably my only question here again, I think, would I actually just, am I a little overexposed with the triple Chelsea against a Fulham team that I actually rate, and I don't see them conceding too many goals. And although I am a little bit over João Pedro, would it be worthwhile actually bringing him in for? I think it would clearly be Enzo. But again, the last few weeks I've left so many bloody points on the bench, and I just know I'm going to end up doing it again, whatever decision I make. I didn't take your advice last time. Tell you what, guys, vote. João Pedro in for Enzo, or leave it as it is. I'll follow your advice this time, so I've got someone to blame. I need someone to blame. Guys, I hope you guys are, we're nearly on Christmas. I am feeling much better. Thank you for those that expressed messages for my well-being and everything. I am clearly much better now, and whilst not fully fighting fit, I'm pretty close to it. So listen, we're actually Christmas Eve here in New Zealand. I will be back. Game week's going to be upon us soon. Yeah, just I hope you guys all have an absolutely fantastic Christmas. I've absolutely loved the conversations, the chats, and a few of the laughs as well I've had with you guys particularly over the last month or two. So listen, stay well, have a fantastic Christmas. Vote on my Enzo João Pedro dilemma. Who do I field? And I will take your advice. Promise. Promise. Happy Christmas, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.